Okay, so I just made a video detailing the suspicious activity of Charlie Kirk's security crew just moments before his death. In case you missed it, I'll leave a link on the outro if you want to check it out. And this is part of the footage I found online that I used for that video. And for this video, I want to zero in on someone I overlooked from this footage, but we're going to bring into the spotlight today. And that is Hunter Kozak, the student who Charlie Kirk was debating with when he was shot. As you can see, he's right here waiting to take the mic just moments before asking Charlie about mass shootings. Now, I know there's already been a slew of videos that have come out about this guy rehearsing his reaction to the shooting moments before Charlie Kirk even arrived at the school. And I'll brush up on that as well, but I'm going to highlight some other factors I haven't heard others talking about. And I have some rare footage I haven't seen used on anyone else's videos that I believe can help us delve a little deeper down this rabbit hole and gain more extensive insight. I'm going to present a lot of moving pieces throughout this video, and then I promise it will all come together at the end and make total sense. So I will try to stay on track as best I can to keep you engaged to the end. And let me know in the comments if you think I got it right or if maybe I'm off base about something. And before I get into this, please do not go and harass this guy online, and especially don't say anything that can be deemed a threat, because all that does is make you look like the aggressor and him like the victim, which actually helps him. What I want is to make videos that can be a piece to this puzzle that we're collectively trying to put together in hopes that we can eventually find out the truth about Charlie Kirk and this plot against him. Alright, so let's get into it.
It's been a rough 24 hours. This last person to talk to Charlie Kirk, here's maybe a better vantage point of me. I'm not going to show a video of what happened, mostly because I can barely watch it. But yeah, here's what I asked. First off, you sick psychos that think this is the answer, it's not. I don't know what else to say. It's not. It's awful, and a father doesn't have his kids anymore. And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was.
Now, I am embarrassed to admit that when I first saw his reaction a couple days after the shooting, I believed him, and I even felt bad for him in this moment. I just imagined how traumatic that would be to witness someone take a kill shot to the neck right in front of me. And when I first watched his reaction here, I had no reason to be skeptical that he may be lying or acting or playing a role. But then as the case became weird and bizarre and you start looking into things, you realize not everything is as it seems. So then once it started swirling around that this guy is actually a crisis actor, now I can see it appears that this was a performance. It's like he's trying to signal to the audience he's sad by hanging his head, closing his eyes, and placing his hand on his forehead. So as I looked a little more into his background, I did find confirmation that he is indeed an actor. Now, I'm not saying he's a good actor, I'm just saying that he's a performer, as he played a role in this community theater production a few years back. Then I stumble upon this tweet. Hunter Kozak, the last person to ask Charlie Kirk a question and then was shot in front of him, is the son of Steve Kozak, a director at Jimmy Kimmel Live. So I googled Steve Kozak and got confirmation it was true that he did work with Jimmy Kimmel. In which I'm sure you already know, Kimmel is infamous for his hatred of the Republican Party. So one would have to assume, because of how much he vehemently hates the right, that he's going to hire a staff who thinks likewise. So one would think Steve Kozak is an extreme leftist, which would lend to the likelihood that his son would be raised with those same set of beliefs as well. Which brings us to the next point. Okay, so as I unpack all of this, I need to bring up this guy.
Don't give a fuck about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever the entire world would be better off if these people were permanently removed from these platforms.
Who most of you probably recognize by his online persona, Destiny. In case you're not already familiar, Destiny is a professional streamer and an unhinged left-wing nutjob who absolutely despises the right and anyone associated, so of course hates Charlie Kirk.
I hate Charlie Kirk. I hate Charlie Kirk. I hate Charlie Kirk.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear.
So one of Destiny's closest running mates is a woman by the name of Z. Cohen Sanchez. Alright, let's look her up. Z. Cohen Sanchez, a veteran of Bernie Sanders' 2016 presidential campaign, founded the Unfuck America Tour, launched to counter conservative influence on college campuses, particularly that of Charlie Kirk in Turning Point USA. So Destiny and Z. Cohen Sanchez are the dynamic duo running the Unfuck America Tour that I will refer to as the Unf America Tour. But real quick, let's check out a segment about this organization.
We're in Tampa, Florida for Turning Point USA's annual Student Action Summit. TPUSA is a voter-driving juggernaut for the Republican Party, led by 31-year-old Charlie Kirk.
They're happy, that's why they haven't been on social media.
But this year's event will be menaced by something called the Unf America Tour, started by a group of progressive influencers and organizers, including the massively popular streamer Destiny.
All roads lead to Rome thing, right? So he can do the exact same behavior he said that Biden couldn't get away with doing.
They want to bring progressive debate to Kirk's doorstep. But first, they have to get in.
So Turning Point has cancelled all of Unf America's credentials, and now they're trying to sneak in Destiny so he can debate inside here. All right, he's in. So Destiny has made it inside the building.
So let's check out this live reaction between Destiny and Z. Cohen Sanchez after Charlie Kirk was shot and explore why they're starting to panic.
Well, what's up? I'm streaming, by the way.
This is, did you see what happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like, dude, Charlie's gonna be fucking dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's already dead. Yeah.
Dude, we're fucked. We are so fucked.
By we, you mean we as a country right now, the United States and the current.
Like,
Notice he's talking over her to try to lead her away from possibly incriminating the Unf America organization that they're running to combat Turning Point USA. So of course when she says we're fucked, she's referring to their organization. But Destiny is trying to deflect we're to mean we as a country. But of course, that's not what she was referring to.
like, yeah, like that, the party, but like mostly
Also,
like,
yes,
like
wait.
probably
I think that we're super fucked. I agree. Hold on, wait. I'll text you on Discord.
So look at this. Charlie Kirk just died and he's laughing, which shows you just how unhinged this guy is. So of course he shuts her up on a live stream and lets her know that he'll talk to her later in private. So what kind of shady business will they talk about in private regarding their organization? Well, notice one thing. As we just saw a moment ago how Destiny will sneak into Charlie Kirk's events.
They want to bring progressive debate to Kirk's doorstep. But first, they have to get in.
So Turning Point has cancelled all of Unf America's credentials, and now they're trying to sneak in Destiny so he can debate inside here.
So why didn't Destiny sneak into the Turning Point event that Charlie Kirk was speaking at in Utah? Did he think that event would be too difficult for him to infiltrate? Was he afraid of the security protocol at the entrance? What kind of security measures do you think are put into place at an event like the one Charlie Kirk was shot at? Well, good news, because I actually have the answers to all of those questions and more. Okay, so this is some raw footage a subscriber sent me that they found online of the event Charlie Kirk was shot at. And I wanted to highlight just how easy it was for anyone to attend and infiltrate this event, which is obviously what happened. As you can see, no tickets, no checking point, no metal detectors, no security of any kind. You would think since Charlie had so much security around him that he must have felt it was necessary to protect him. But why would it not be equally important to have some kind of checking point before entering the event? At the very least, a metal detector to walk through. If you felt it was safe enough for anyone to just freely enter, then why the heavy security crew? It just really doesn't make sense to me. So as you can see, we are now directly in the middle of the campus where Turning Point USA has set up.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Don't give a fuck about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever the
So it seems had Destiny went to Utah and infiltrated this event, he would have had zero opposition and just been able to march right in with no resistance. But he didn't need to infiltrate this event himself. Why? Because he already had boots on the ground, which is why Z. Cohen Sanchez called him up in such a panic after Charlie Kirk had been shot.
Dude, we're fucked. We are so fucked.
And this is where the story all ties together. Because if you haven't already figured it out by now, guess who else is a member of Un-F America? None other than our friend Hunter Kozak. You know, the one who just happened to be talking with Charlie Kirk by coincidence the moment he was shot? And the one who appeared to be rehearsing his reaction to the shooting before Charlie even arrived on the campus? Turns out he is an associate of Destiny and Z. Cohen Sanchez.
Dude, we're fucked. We are so fucked.
And has said some very unsavory things about Charlie Kirk online just a couple months before the shooting. Let's check him out.
Do you hate Charlie Kirk? I know I do. Charlie Kirk is currently poisoning the mind of every young American who can stand to look at his stupid face. And we're trying to do something about that. Charlie has something called the Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida on July 11th. What a coincidence. That's where I'm going to be. This is me and a whole bunch of other creators on this page are going to try to unfuck the damage that Charlie Kirk has irreparably done to the country.
And just to clarify, when he says other creators on this page, he's referring to Destiny and Z. Cohen Sanchez.
Dude, we're fucked. We are so fucked.
Do you hate Charlie Kirk? I know I do. Charlie Kirk is currently poisoning the mind of every young American who can stand to look at his stupid face. And we're trying to do something about that.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events.
And we're trying to do something about that.
Now, typically saying you hate someone online, although you never should say that publicly, but typically is not necessarily seen as a potential threat, unless the subject of your hate ends up dead under mysterious circumstances. Then your words of hatred make you a suspect in a murder investigation, especially when you happen to be the one they're talking with when they're hit with a surprise attack. You say that Charlie is poisoning the minds of every young American who can stand to look at his stupid face, and your organization is trying to do something about it? Sure, if he was alive, then this could simply be interpreted as a challenge to debate. But since he's been murdered, then this suddenly takes on an entirely different meaning.
Charlie has something called the Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida on July 11th. What a coincidence. That's where I'm going to be. This is me and a whole bunch of other creators on this page are going to try to unfuck the damage that Charlie Kirk has irreparably done to the country.
So this event Turning Point USA put together that Hunter is referring to here banned everyone from the Un-F America tour, including Hunter. But then Hunter acts like a stalker and infiltrates the event anyway. Here's his video all about it.
So Charlie Kirk, bastion of free speech and the marketplace of ideas, cut off my ticket.
So, what I'm going to be doing is infiltrating as a Trump supporter. So, I just acted confused and said, I don't know what happened with my ticket, but I'd like to buy another one, and got right in.
So Turning Point USA banned you from the event and you did what?
So, I just acted confused and said, I don't know what happened with my ticket, but I'd like to buy another one.
Oh, so you mean you acted. You acted like you were confused. You were portraying yourself to be something that you really weren't. Okay, and what was the other thing you did?
Infiltrating as a Trump supporter.
Oh, so you're going to be playing a role? You're going to be performing? Okay, so I guess acting confused and trying to be something you're not was great preparation for the next Charlie Kirk event you attended. You know, the one in Utah, where you played the character who acted surprised when Charlie got shot? You were really focused during that performance too. Getting into character even before Charlie showed up. You're a method actor like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Holy shit, he was in a community theater play 7 years ago. That must mean he's a crisis actor.
Okay, so he has heard a lot of the suspicions people have about his involvement in this incident, including how suspect it was when he threw his hands on top of his head and appeared to be rehearsing acting surprised of the shooting before Charlie Kirk even arrived at the school. But he has an explanation. He says he actually wasn't rehearsing, but was mocking someone in the crowd.
And then the latest thing, which is I do this bit where if someone says something really uninteresting, but says it like it's interesting, I act shocked and surprised to them. I'm like, whoa, you're telling me this for the first time? In line, the person behind me said something really stupid, and I looked over to the person in front of me and was like, well, look at this fucking idiot. Whoa. And suddenly that's me practicing for being surprised.
Okay, but here's the thing, even if you're telling the truth, and I'm not saying you are, but hypothetically, even if you are, that still doesn't mean that you were not acting. Because even if you were not rehearsing ahead of time, your reaction to the shooting looked like a performance. And now that we know you were in fact in a community theater play, we know you're an actor.
Holy shit, he was in a community theater play.
And your reaction to the shooting looked like you were doing a warm-up exercise in a community college acting class. And here's a perfect example from an online acting class displaying exactly what I'm talking about. Featuring right-wing political commentator and comedian Alex Stein. Check it out.
So basically, I want everybody to react as if we were all witnessing the same event. So let's all just pretend like we're standing on the same street. We're all standing on the same street, and all of a sudden, there is an explosion in the distance, right in front of you. Like, and you see the smoke in the back. You see the smoke past the buildings in the horizon. It's over there. You see it all, right? Everybody look at the smoke go up in the sky. Everybody look at the smoke go up in the sky.
So if you look at Alex Stein in this acting exercise here, what does he look like? He looks like Hunter's reaction to the shooting.
There is an explosion in the distance, right in front of you. Like, and you see the smoke in the back. You see the smoke.
I'm not a very anxious person.
Oh, really? Well then, can you explain your body language here? Cause you look pretty anxious to me. You're not exactly looking like the Fonz here. A lot of nervous energy. Could it possibly be you know what's about to go down? Or do you just feel like this is your moment? You're going to get to debate Charlie Kirk. And if you can beat him, you can get your viral moment and launch your social media stardom. One way or another, you are hoping to become famous. Either you were in on this and thought you'd be famous by being Charlie Kirk's last debate opponent as he got shot, or you thought you'd beat him in a debate and go viral that way. But either way, you got a lot riding on the line right now because you want to be a star, and I'll prove it right here. Okay, so this was a video he posted in 2012 at age 14, 15. Now, we know Hunter was into acting, but did you know he's a double threat? If you thought his acting was great, wait until you hear him serenade the ladies, and all those who identify as ladies, with this angelic melody from the heavens. Alright, let's check it out.
What did I do wrong? I wrote you a song and gave you my heart, but now it's broken and you're gone. What did he do right? I gave you my life, I gave you my love, but that just wasn't good enough. What did I do wrong?
Oh, I stand corrected. He's actually a triple threat because he's also a masterful pianist. What can't this guy do? Okay, so aside from comedy, I actually do have a point here. And this actually brings my entire video together. This is the great crescendo.
What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
So obviously anyone listening to him knows he can't sing, and you can only be so delusional. Deep down, he has to know he's a terrible singer as well.
I've been trying to get over you, but it's not working. I'm trying to run, but I won't stop hurting. I'm dreaming of you. I won't quit missing being with you, but you just won't listen. I'm trying to get over you, but it's not working. I'm trying to run, I won't stop hurting. I'm crying to grin, but I've lost all feeling. I'm dying to live, but there's not much healing.
So then why put this video on YouTube? And that answer is the root cause of all his actions. Because he's desperate to be famous. He's wanted to be famous since he was a kid. That's why he put this video on YouTube. He wanted attention. Probably his father working in show business had a lot to do with it. Maybe he wanted to impress his dad. Possibly he was jealous of the stars his dad was around and felt he needed to become one himself. But the problem is he's not talented. So even with his father's connections, he's got no chance of making it in the entertainment industry. He's not a good actor, and he's an even worse singer. And actually, maybe an even worse rapper than singer. Alright, and here's a clip of his rapping.
I try so hard, but you laugh in disgrace. And the feelings hurt most because the last of pain. Just know tomorrow I'll be missing you. And I'll be full of sorrow, I'm not kissing you. And maybe I can call though you won't listen to me in my heart, so I keep wishing you.
Like I said, he really wants to be famous, but he doesn't have the talent. And his dad works for Jimmy Kimmel, so you know he's a hardcore liberal. So if Hunter can't make his dad proud by becoming a star in the entertainment industry, what can he do to make his dad proud? Oh, I know.
Do you hate Charlie Kirk? I know I do. Charlie Kirk is currently poisoning the mind of every young American who can stand to look at his stupid face. And we're trying to do something about that. Charlie has something called the Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida on July 11th. What a coincidence. That's where I'm going to be. This is me and a whole bunch of other creators on this page are going to try to unfuck the damage that Charlie Kirk has irreparably done to the country.
He can become a soldier marching on the front line for the Democratic Party. And since he can't become famous in the entertainment industry, he can become famous by being the guy that Charlie Kirk was debating when he got shot. And you know that his dad, with his connections, could easily arrange something like that. And look at him. He's on 60 Minutes now. People know who he is now. Do you think he ever would have gotten on 60 Minutes if not for the incident with Charlie Kirk? Do you think he's ever got this much attention in his entire life? He will forever be an answer to a U.S. history trivia question. And as he's soaking up the spotlight here, you can see his terrible acting skills on full display as he attempts to come across emotional as he reflects on the Charlie Kirk event. But as you can see up close, his eyes are bone dry and is only pretending to be emotional. Because he's acting. Because let's not forget what he said about Charlie Kirk himself.
Do you hate Charlie Kirk? I know I do.
And what the leader that he chose to follow said.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed.
That is who Hunter Kozak wanted to align himself up with. And that is why there's no tears in his eyes over the death of Charlie Kirk.
The first date, when you held my hand so tight. The first kiss, when you felt my lips that night. The first day that we met each other. These times tell me just how much I love her. I just don't understand how you can leave me blinded and look for another man. Cause what did I do wrong? I wrote you a song, I gave you my heart, but now it's broken and you're gone. What did he do right? I gave you my life, I gave you my love, but that just wasn't good enough. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
You're going to